All right, thanks for staying with us. Now, in a statement obtained by The Punch on Sunday, the Commissioner for Information, Ibrahim Megaji Dosara, revealed that the government had concluded arrangements to facilitate residents to acquire basic weapons. Now, the statement partly read, government has henceforth directed individuals to prepare and obtain guns to defend themselves against the bandits, as government has directed the State Commissioners of Police or State Commissioner of Police to issue licenses to all those who qualify and are wishing to obtain such guns to defend themselves. Government is ready to facilitate people, especially our farmers, to secure basic weapons for defending themselves. Today, we want to discuss this statement about the prepare and obtain gun declaration by the Zamfara State government. Now, please, let's hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-4663. You can also tweet at us at WayShowAfrica1 with the hashtag WayShow. I want to bring in Dickson in a minute, but I just wanted to hear your thoughts on these guns. Do you agree with the government saying that people can go and start to obtain guns just to protect themselves? What's your thought?
Short answer, no.
Okay.
If I could go further, I mean, we have America going through a crisis of people having the ability to pick up guns at will, or willy-nilly, as they would say. And you can't really talk about the mental state of mind of people that are handling guns. They say it's not guns that kill people, it's people that kill people. So now we're talking about trying to get protection for ourselves, but at the cost of what? I mean, we've seen people who are uniformed men in traffic being riled and having road rage and cocking guns and everything. So you can imagine how it feels when a civilian has the right to carry arms as well. We won't even be speaking anymore.
To be chaotic.
It's just, let's just shoot each other and move on. It's very dangerous.
Absolutely. Let me hear your thought, Manny.
No, the Nigerian constitution is silent on this. And the Firearms Act just says that you have to have a license to be able to own guns in Nigeria. You have to be over the ages of 17 years old, no criminal record, and no traits of domestic violence or any addictions. So that said, in answering your question, is what do I think about it? I just think that in Nigeria, even if we have laws, we suffer from execution, we suffer from implementation. So what are the laws that would govern the carrying or licensing of guns to individuals? I think that's what we should be more worried about. Do we have a problem in Nigeria? Yes, we have a security issue in Nigeria. From the survey that I heard, over 11,000 people have died in Zamfara. So if we have this number increasing, it's little wonder that a governor is telling his people to go and buy guns. But it is the responsibility of the government to protect its citizens.
Absolutely.
You know, so I think that because of who we are as a nation, I don't advise this.
Absolutely. Let me bring in our guest. Now, this Dickson Osajie is a criminologist and a global security analyst. He holds a gold standard security certification, the Certified Protection Professional, that's CPP board certificate, United States of America. He's a former soldier of the Nigerian Army and a recipient of the Nigerian Army Gallant Medal of Honor in Operations Harmony 4, Bakassi Peninsula. Dickson is an internationally certified security expert and the managing director of Debris Protection Services Limited, a licensed private security company here in Nigeria. And he's joined us live in studio. Thank you so much, Dickson, for joining us.
Thanks for joining us.
That was you. You're wondering who was I? Who was I? You know, so
impressive profile. But maybe this.
Thank you so much, because again, first of all, I want to say thank you, because every time we call on you, you always answer us promptly. I mean, this is a conversation that I didn't just want us to just talk about. Let us even hear it from a perspective of a professional. The first thing that came to my head when I saw this, prepare and obtain guns from the government, I'm wondering, is this not failure on the part of the government? And secondly, I'm wondering, how do we even begin to harmonize this thought of guns? Why now? Insecurity has been on, as far as my head can calculate, when then President Jonathan was in office. So let me take out Obasanjo's era, because there was a bit of control then. There was quick, swift response and all. I'm talking about when they started losing grounds in terms of like arresting and I mean, as addressing rather the situation or curbing the menace. it was during the later part of President Jonathan's term that insecurity started. So why didn't they bring up this law? So why is it now? And, you know, why are they asking people to go get guns now? Yeah.
Well, it's very funny. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Beautiful programs, beautiful ladies on the shows.
Thank you.
Congratulations
I am
on
blessed.
the nuptials.
Well, you see, presently here in Nigeria, we are suffering from multidimensional security threats from the east, west, south, and north. And going by your question, Zamfara State, for example, has been suffering from a high state of insecurity since 2011, about 11 years down the line. People are dying every day. Billions of naira has been spent in Zamfara State to bring the state of Zamfara to a positive state, positive peace situation. And now the governor has asked that everybody needs to, you know, get licensed. That is a failure on our military. That is a failure on our security agency as well, because the best time to prepare in a war situation is peacetime. So we are in a war situation here in Nigeria. We must accept that fact. Nigeria is in a state of war. Now, when you go into global statistics, when human life exceeds 999 being eliminated by criminal elements or terrorists, that is a war situation. But here, we are getting used to human lives being killed every day. In fact, it's even getting normal. Now, if you go by what the governor is trying to say, first of all, do we have the mindset to license? Are we prepared? Are we at that stage in which we want to give Nigerians guns? Psychologically, I would say no, because the state of insecurity in Nigeria is very worrisome. And also, one of the problems we have in Nigeria, how we arrive at this stage, is because of the proliferation of small arms and ammunition, you know, from the east, west, and north. The porosity of our national borders brought us to this stage, because most of these guys, after the fallout of Libya and the Sahel region, most people think that Nigeria is a place you come and find refuge, because crime flourished in Nigeria.
Absolutely.
And that's how we need to, as time goes on, we need to start looking at how we mitigate this bit of insecurity in North. And also, what is the administration of criminal justice system? What are they doing in respect to this? The Chief of Defense Staff today says it very clearly that it's a no-no that Zamfara State governor has no power to authorize the Commissioner of Police to arm its citizens.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
It's a no-no.
It's a no.
So, why?
Because probably it's not constitutionally correct for him to be able to make such a statement.
The Constitution is silent on that. So
We
that
know
means it does not give permission and it still does not prohibit.
But you would fall on the side of what seems to be normal in law.
What's normal in Nigeria?
Nothing is normal in Nigeria, but you cannot justify a governor just coming out. We're not under military rule.
Yeah,
If we were under military rule, maybe then you could say, oh, it's a matter of sort of like dictatorship.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you think that these citizens should sit down and wait for them to be attacked? I'm not trying to say that what the Zamfara State governor is good. I'm not siding with him, but I think I understand where he's coming from.
Oh, yes.
The government has failed. He knows that they have failed. He knows that he cannot protect his citizens. So what's he say? Arm yourself, protect yourself, because
If
in
we
Nigeria,
investigate-
we have all become our own government.
Yes.
So I understand what he's saying. So for me, would I sit back and wait for these people? If I lived in Zamfara, my dear, I'll get a gun.
No, I will not wait for the
Yes,
license.
it's
I will
Yeah.
get a license and I will buy
When you are gone,
bazookas.
when you are gone, you are gone. Bazooka.
Bazookas. I am
AK-47
telling
if you can handle it.
Please.
You know, so I hear you, Manny, and I will come back to the times where we had the Sharia crisis in Kaduna State. And I remember that, you know, at some point, yes, there was military intervention, but it got to the stage where people had to join forces. We had to get, you know, and almost like a
Vigilante groups
vigilante.
in-
So
Yeah.
no, it wasn't only ritual. It was almost like, okay, the southern part of Kaduna, they started using bows and arrows, you know, even up until Jazz said they would put fire in an arrow, shoot it, it go and land in somebody's house. You know, we saw all of that happen, but that self-defense, right? It was really, if not for the fact that a lot of people were able to defend themselves. Yes, there were military intervention, but before those military intervention got to us, yes, they had to get to that point where they picked up arms to be able to protect themselves. But getting guns now, as individuals around Zamfara, what is the implication, right, for what's it called? Will it really bring that security that they are?
Where are the guns going to come from?
No,
No, not even ask that question.
They're going to be legal arms from arms.
Basically, when we talk about these guns, we're not expecting the Zamfara State government to give its citizens Kalashnikov or general multipurpose machine gun. You know, it's this local this local gun. But for me, I think the criminal elements are more sophisticated. You know, they carry out sophisticated weapons.
Yes.
And you know, we are 2023 is around the line. We have to be very careful with the system because Zamfara State government are trying to apply. Because if you want to license guys' gun, don't be surprised. They might want to give it to their own boys to protect themselves during the 2023 election. So I would not advise that to play for now. What they should be doing right now is to ensure they mobilize the Nigerian police very effectively. You know, like I've rightly said many times, we have a transactional policing system. We don't have an effective policing system.
Honestly.
Because when you look at the Nigerian police, about 371,000 personnel and men, over half of its personnel are protecting just the elites.
Designated to
In a state of insecurity in Nigeria, we have, if you think I'm joking, after this show, just stay on the express, you see them passing with the elites, 10, 20 mobile police protecting one man with our taxpayers' money. And we need to take a departure from centralized policing system because presently we are practicing a centralized policing system. We need to decentralize our policing system.
Yes.
No, so we'll go on a very short break because I would like to touch on a little bit on that because I know even for the policemen that are detailed to influential people like you put them, I know that it is those people that are paying them their salary. Are you trying to tell me that they are still collecting? But let's take a break. It's true now. We'll be right back. All right, thanks for staying with us now. If you just tuned in, we are discussing this prepare and obtain gun declaration by the Zamfara State government, and we have our guest, Dickson, with us. Now, please, let's hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-84663. So there are fears about the elections, yes, that is around the corner, that people are wondering that why now? Because that's that's the question that's been going around. Is it this, you know, like a tactics to just, you know, hide it under the, so that it is legally, you know, like before where you give your thugs the guns, you know, behind the scenes, but now you're making it legal so that, you know, it's not seeming like, oh no, they're trying to protect themselves, but at the end of the day, we know what so how do we even checkmate this, right? Well, if you were to give like a solution, you know, to the government that is not thinking about this, everybody go get guns, what would have been the proper solution that you would have probably suggested to the Zamfara State government?
Well, for me, the first thing I would suggest to the Zamfara State government is to carry out an assessment of the causative factors. How did they arrive at this stage? Because you can't provide a solution without knowing the root cause analysis. What is the root cause analysis? How did Zamfara State arrive at this stage? You know, Zamfara State is a gold mining state, you understand? And we have a lot of illegal
mining activities
taking place in that place. And for you to succeed in your mining activities, you need to make sure that you make the state to be a conflict state, you know. Most of these conflict entrepreneurs, what they are doing, they are capitalizing on the vulnerability of the state of insecurity in the Zamfara State. Because the vulnerability of the state government is the opportunity of this criminal element. First of all, what they need to do, having carried out an assessment of what really transpired, they need to start looking at multi-dimensional approach, because most people think military approach will eliminate the state of insecurity. No. When I was a soldier, what we do as a soldier just to go and destroy, you know. The Nigerian army is not meant to repair, you know, just to eliminate the enemy and the police go and clean up the place. So what they need to start looking now is that they need to ensure that they adopt a collective approach, that is a counter-insurgency approach. It has to deal with political approach, tactical approach from the military point of view, because counter-insurgency is a two-way coin. That is enemy-centric and population-centric. The enemy-centric aspect of it is the military. They will deal with the enemy. Why the population-centric has to deal with the people, the politics, the politicians. We need to know what are their grudges, what is the problem, what do they want. You understand? So if we don't know the causative factors or the root cause analysis of this incident, we will not be able to project mitigation factors. But moving forward, I think the state government in Zamfara State should be looking at projecting effective security force within Zamfara State, and the state of insecurity will be mitigated.
It's very easy to get confused with the big grammar that you're speaking, because I'm sure it came with training for all the things that you've learned to know. When you say the enemy is something and the population.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Sorry,
I'm just using gumption to tag along and try to understand what it means. When the governor says, I'm now speaking as a layman, when the governor says that we've lost control of security in this country, and I think you all need to take the powers into your hands, which really shouldn't be. And then as individuals, we know that at the end of the day, it may be a case of some animals are more equal than others. Some will have access, some will not have access. Even if that's the case of so what's the fate of the lesser man? Who doesn't? Do you understand what I mean?
Understand.
They put a law in place, or even if it were to go into effect, is what I'm saying.
Suffers.
Some people will not have access to this ammunition, and the ammunition is not something that they're going to get legally, even if they give us licenses legally. Because who's going to release that much ammunition?
And guns are expensive.
In short, in short, I mean, we watch movies all the time when they say it's all about weapons and making money from weapon trade and everything, and that they're always trying to sidetrack the legal route of getting these weapons to the right people. So if we were going to get the weapons to these Zamfara people, or anybody for that matter, and get it at such a short period of time, it probably wouldn't go through due process. So, which is why I'm saying that it's not everybody that will have access. It's the same elite that have the police standing by them. That will probably have, that will probably have pieces on them, and then the ones that seem to suffer first are still left on their own.
Well, you see, the battle begins from the mind. It's not about giving these guys the gun. Are they prepared? You understand? Because sometimes you come in line with enemy fire. You can't even find where the trigger is. You'll be confused. You can't even return fire to the enemy.
That's what she said.
So the guys you want to give this gun, are they prepared? Are they trained? Because you know, most people think achieving security is all about arms and ammunition. It's not about arms and ammunition. If it's all about arms and ammunition, I tell you, Nigeria will be a better place. You know, there are four things placed in the battlefield. The Shell acronym is known as the Shell acronym. This software, we need to start developing and looking into technological approach in our security mechanism. Because like Americans now, what they do is that instead of them to send a man to the enemy line, they send drones.
Guess what? We have them here. So that's why, you know, we talked about this insecurity issue on the show, like, I don't know, a couple of months ago. And we talked about using drones. Drones is a very good option. You send the drones in, they find out where the enemy is, you eliminate it. And guess what?
It detonates.
Because of the kind of country we live in, even when you send the drones to check them out and you find them and you know where they are, before you send the someone has told them. And
it's not only that. I mean, so remember the allegations. And here's the big issue now. Do you think the government truly are helpless about fighting insecurity in Nigeria, or
I don't think
they are looking away and letting these people thrive? Because there were strong allegations when Arotile, the pilot, you remember when she came on board and she was going she was bombing all those enemy camps and all of that. You know, because till tomorrow, her death is still questioned. People are saying that a lot of, you know, because I mean, we've had allegations. Let's not kid ourselves on this table. We've had allegations about how people will come out and say state governments are sponsoring these things and all of that. So, do you see this fight against insecurity truly like the government is helpless, or they are just choosing to look away from the situation?
By the grace of God, I think I was born into the family of the military. My father is a former soldier. He has 4 boys, 3 of us are soldiers. And what my father told me 25 years ago when I joined the military is to protect the territorial integrity of our fatherland. He loves this country so dearly. And to be very honest with you, sometimes I begin to think if truly the Nigerian army, I know is still the Nigerian army functioning till date. But let me just be honest with you, the Nigerian military has been politicized. And that is the truth. The Nigerian police has been politicized. Because I see no reason. Over 12 years, the Nigerian army has been engaging Boko Haram. 12 years. I see that as a friendly match. I see it as a friendly match. Because in the early days, if there's an incident happening here in Victoria Island, and you ask the Nigerian army to go and resolve that issue before you even take off.
In 10 seconds, it's gone.
These guys have disappeared, but yet they are bringing the attack to our military base. They are bringing the attack
to our doorstep.
So to our doorstep. They are killing our soldiers every day, killing our officers every day, and nobody is talking about that. For me, I think the government should be held accountable with the state of insecurity because they are culpable. I must tell you the truth. Because it's resolvable.
So on one hand,
that is resolvable.
It is resolvable. On one, that's one hand. So what do we now start? What do we need to do with the citizens? Because, like you rightly said, I mean, I think Lady also mentioned it. You can't just give guns to people that are not trained mentally for combat, right?
Yeah.
So do we start to say, okay? Because I mean, this weekend, I found out there were things like spy police and all of that. So I hired one, and I felt so good. I was feeling myself.
No, she's not. She's not. We're talking about
spy police. I'm not called military police. Spy police. So actually, they are trained.
Yeah.
Yes.
You understand? So you can actually then have citizens being trained to, because you see, insecurity is a lot that happens. Before that or killing, I am telling you that they must have gone to survey. They know all the
Yes.
So who are the people that have the fifth sense to say they are scanning the environment? How are the citizens of the state or the tribesmen, how are they monitoring their environment?
Yes.
How are they noticing something different coming into their territory? Do you understand? So we can do all of those. We don't have to get to that point of guns. So how can we start to even help the citizens understand the situation, train them? You're smiling.
I think it's partly why. I think it's partly why. How do you know that people like
I didn't say anything. I'm just quiet. You're right.
Yeah.
You are just something else. For me, what I think, we already have these vigilantes. Now we have this Amotekun.
Which is what I just said.
You understand? Oh, you just said it.
Yeah.
We have these people. So I think instead of arming the citizens with guns, weapons that they cannot even control. We have issues in America where children go inside the room, take the gun and kill their parents. So imagine what we'll have. And Nigeria, I know we are very hot body.
Yeah.
We can't control it too. So I think if we have these vigilante groups armed and trained, and like Uwa just said now, open your eyes and observe your environment. When there's something that is not
normal. People
you understand? When
to
someone comes in that is not supposed to be there. Yeah. So then you now fire
and you can easily
or whatever.
identify.
I think that's the way.
Okay, you see, Nigeria is a sovereign state, and we have various departments to protect the territorial integrity of Nigeria. First of all, we need to start taking back our territory, making the governable space or governable for this criminal element. Because what this criminal element does is that they take their shelter in your governed space. They come to the city, they strike and go back to your governed space. We need to start making that governed space or governable for those criminal elements. Secondly, we have an intelligence agency in Nigeria. What are they doing? Because I think we need to overhaul our national intelligence agency. Intelligence agency are supposed to, go into the enemy camp and begins to
but
fetch
that they report to these people.
So this is what we've been saying. That I mean, I get the knowledge from watching things like American movies when they start to watch enemy camps, using drones as well to monitor them, trying to identify who amongst the women and even children are really not civilians, carrying weapons and everything. Like she said, once they identify them, somebody is probably going to sabotage what the mission is at the end of the day, because Nigeria cannot say, in all the years that we've been having these issues, that they don't know where these people are, and that they cannot be cleared at once.
I agree.
So somebody or a group of people are actually benefiting from the fact that there's insecurity, and like you said, Zamfara being a gold mine place, and that with conflict being there, it makes it easier for them to loot the gold and maybe not even account for all the things that they're shipping out. So in Nigeria, it's because we lack consequences. And there's really nobody taking it up, even when they say there are rules and there's government, there's really nobody making sure that consequences are effected to deter them from doing it over and over again, because they still keep benefiting. This gold that they are looting, I'm sure is part of, I'm just saying from what I know of Nigeria, it's part of what is funding political aspirations.
Okay, you see, I agree.
In my humble opinion.
Oh, your opinions are truly humble. Yes, I think one of the major problems we're having over is accountability, both from the horizontal and vertical plane. People are not being held accountable when they leave office. You know, somebody will just come, you know, chief of air staff, chief of army staff, inspector general of police rule, and you know, cannot give account of his men. You know, like in the United Kingdom some few years ago, a commander led his troop to Afghanistan. Due to mechanical error, about 14 soldiers died in an helicopter. The commander was sued and dismissed. Here we're not holding our military accountable. If we start holding our military accountable, I've said it many times, you know, if you lose any of your family members in the military based on mechanical error, sue the Ministry of Defense. We need to start getting the Ministry of Defense sued. Sue them. Let them know that you cannot put your life on the line to serve Nigeria and you die like chicken. Our soldiers are training so hard and they are dying cheap. You don't train hard and die cheap. You train hard and die hard. So what we need to start looking is that we need to start holding people accountable. If we don't hold people accountable,
it's going to continue.
Trust me.
Why their lives not valuable enough for the government to
so
fight for them?
What we're basically doing, we are rigmaroling. We just go around in circles.
Way forward.
Way forward, fantastic. Way forward, we need to first of all build a society. You know, we need a societal attitude in our change. It begins with you and I, you know, because most times these guys in government, you know, come from somewhere. They don't just drop from society brings them. You understand? So we need to start looking at societal attitudinal change. We need to start treating ourselves with courtesy. We need to start placing value on human lives. Here in Nigeria, human lives have no value. If you don't place value or premium on anything, you can't, you know, protect it. So we need to start placing values on human life, because even the Constitution, the topmost priority of the Constitution is the protection of human lives and its properties. Then also we need to build a formidable military. Look at what's happening in Ukraine, Russia, and the Russian invasion. What if Nigeria is under invasion? That's my question. Are you telling me these corps of military will be able to withstand the external aggression?
They will take off
God will help us.
Yeah, so what we need
We can't be saying God will help us.
That's what you want me to say.
Money. I believe in divine protection. I believe in divine protection. Yeah.
That's why they always said there should be a
This is what we
revelation.
say in this country every
Revolution,
time.
rather.
God will help us. God will help us. So what do you want me to say?
I believe in divine protection,
Yeah.
but believing in divine protection does not mean you'll be off guard. You need to be. The Bible says, "Watch and pray." Many years ago, watch. You have to be security conscious and pray. So here in our country, we
We're
pray.
still praying.
Absolutely. Let's take some comments. This one says the war with Boko Haram is asymmetric. And for your information, the war against Boko Haram is almost over. We've been hearing that for a long time. And the issue of Zamfara is more of a civil war between Hausa and Fulani. No government in history has equipped the military like this government, and how come they are still failing? That's my question to the person that is sending this comment. Manny, have some comments.
Okay.
You want to comment on that? Go ahead.
Okay, the number of small arms in circulation in Nigeria in the hands of civilian non-state actors is estimated at 6.145 thousand, while the armed forces and law enforcement collectively account for 586,600 firearms. The report published earlier in the month. So since so many criminals already have guns and so many people are already dying, making it apparent that our security agencies are overwhelmed, I think a South African style system is okay, where certain private guards are allowed to bear arms. So that's what we said about the vigilante and
so for go ahead.
The last person that made that comment, you see, most people just think arms and ammunition can bring a country to a state.
Like you said that they bought the most equipment ever. Like, okay, so if you bought the most equipment, does that translate into a successful, peaceful, whatever security?
One of the problems we're having presently with the military, and I want this person that sent this message to understand, is that our operational strategy is very, very, very bad. We have a very, let me say, deformed operational strategy. Now, you put a soldier in the battlefield. You can't put a soldier in the battlefield more than 9 months. Here we have a country, you leave a soldier in the battlefield for 4 years, 5 years, and these soldiers don't come back home to reunite with their family. Now the rule of engagement is enlist the soldier and retain the family. Don't take our soldiers to the battlefield for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. It has marital benefits at home. Some of them come back home, their wives are pregnant to another man. Some of them come back home deformed. How do you expect a soldier to engage this enemy? That is why most times when Boko Haram firepower comes, most of these soldiers begins to run because psychologically they've been demoralized.
Yeah.
You know, the battle begins from the mind, like I rightly said. If your mind is not prepared, you cannot go. You cannot succeed in the battlefield. So the government needs to start looking at tactical strategy. We have a very big problem in our tactical strategy, and that is the truth.
Even aside from the tactical strategy, you remember, I think it was sometime last year that they were talking about all the funds that they were pumping into the military care and their welfare, and that it wasn't getting to them. That the soldiers that were at the battlefields were not getting the food or ammunition.
We've seen the general crying in the battlefield.
Happens.
Well, we've seen a general crying in the battlefield.
Yeah,
Really?
you know, so I mean, it's interesting.
It's lack of consequences.
I mean, we
over
talked
and over
about
again.
PTSD today.
Yes.
You know, in the US, as in, I went to San Antonio. I went to the military base there because my uncle's wife, she did 30 years in the military as a nurse. If you see the way the military is being treated, like I wished I was in the military. It was almost like, make I go find form. Where can I sign up? Because of, no, they complain. But I'm trying to tell you that value that you place on what he was talking about. Yes. You know, those things are very important. The psychological stability of these military guys is very important. So you cannot tell me, I have given you weapons and go and do the job. That's not how it works.
No, it doesn't work.
You know, it doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way because in the battlefield we have the land, we have the software, we have the hardware, and we have the liveware. The liveware are the human beings. How much are you paying a soldier in the battlefield? If I tell you that a soldier that is a soldier who puts his life on the line in the battlefield is not even taking up to 50,000 naira as an extra allowance in the battlefield, not even up to $100. So for me to put my life on the line, I think I should be well taken care of, just like who was saying when she traveled to the United States. But here, how well are we taking care of our soldiers? Go to Ikeja cantonment. In the past 5 years, they've not had lights. And you want to tell me that just like a few days ago, the military says they are going to send out demotivated or disgruntled soldiers.
Everybody is
disgruntled.
So they're going to
what are you telling me? Everybody is disgruntled.
What?
Because you cannot say you are putting your life to serve this country after spending 4 years in the battlefield, coming back home to reunite with your family, you come and live in darkness. They give them light from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. every night in the past 5 years. Dickson Osajie, I say that, I'm saying it on live television. Are you telling me these are the kind of soldiers you want them to be motivated? No, it's very wrong. We need to start taking care of our military, take care of our police. Go to a police barrack in area F. If you put a British dog there, between 2 days, the British dog will die. Dirty environment. This is where they put our soldiers. This is where they put our police men. The environment you went to in the United States, can you tell me about the environment?
Don't even go there.
It would have.
You can literally use your tongue to lick the floor.
Even the grass is.
I'm serious. I'm not exexaggerating. No, but you see
movies. Even your eye who hasn't been there.
Manny, when next you visit the United States, look for any military base and just visit. If you.
I always visit.
So we need to start taking care of our military. We need to start taking care of our.
So let's take. You have a comment, yeah.
No comment here. Except
are you sure?
No comment.
So the Northeast, he known the most peace part of. I don't know what you're trying to say.
Okay, says, good evening, my dear and beautiful sisters. What are you saying? Wait. Prepare and obtain guns. I am against people using guns when they haven't been trained for combat. According to Sister Ua, as regards what happened to our war, if the members were equipped, they would have defended themselves. Self-defense is allowed because the security in the country is nothing to write home about. Nigeria has to wake up when it comes to security. My name is Daniel Ilo, Ways regular fan.
Thank you, Daniel.
So I was saying that it's about lack of consequences from the top to the bottom, as Buhari said, from top to bottom. Nobody has ever been put through court-martial after their service was done and you found fault with it. Yes. I don't think I have ever heard of them run a court-martial system in Nigeria. It's not something I've never heard about. And if these consequences were there for them at military level, at police level, because it's every service agent, it's not just the military. If they were held accountable and they were disciplined, in short, it's Nigeria as a whole.
You know, let me tell you, I was just going to say,
it's Nigeria as a whole.
When we talk about political corruption, financial corruption, the church, we talk about everything. It's the same issues in Nigeria. It's the same problems because we lack certain things. So I give up.
God help us, Azisha.
Let's just agree that God help us, then we'll watch and pray.
If you were in charge of the military and you had the right today to change things, what would you do?
I will fire all the generals.
Yes.
I will fire all the generals.
Yes,
because we have too many generals that are being defeated by most these criminal elements go to different barrack generals here. Where are the strategies?
What are they doing?
What are you doing? How we have civilians?
Fire them, and then who do you use to do what you
I'll bring up new officers
a new team.
from the younger generation, train them,
Absolutely.
employ a lot of troops,
Motivate them, give them lights.
give them good lights, give them electricity, give them
food, give them money. Thank you so much. We ran out of time.
Pay them like 1 million naira a month.
Yes! They're deserving of it.
Yes.
They deserve
Thank you so much,
It's not easy to be a
Dickson.
soldier.
It's always fun having you.
Graduates even join.
Yes,
the
it's
Even
always
I will join the army.
I will join the army. Before we go, do ensure you follow us on Instagram. It's our Wayshow Africa. You can interact with us further, drop a comment, and more importantly, follow all our engagements on social media. Like, share, invite your families and friends to watch and follow the conversation. Now, if you missed today's quote, here it is again. If you can't go to the borders and fight against the enemy, then unite and do something for your country. This is a time where we all need to come together and put our heads together. You know, get all the experts. We have them within our country. Let's find a solution to insecurity. We'll see you guys live tomorrow at 8 p.m. as we bring another great conversation to your screen. Enjoy.